Hello, our most valued student. My name is Confident and welcome to the revision session of the Mathematics N3 paper. This was the exam that was written on the 23rd of April in the morning, a 3-hour paper. So I'm just going to go through this whole paper. Maybe let me just show you what it involves. So those are your instructions. It had question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4, question 5, and question 6. So and then there is the formula sheet at the end. So guys, the purpose of this video is to go through each and every question of this exam and kind of we discuss how you could have approached it. You know, some of you will be sitting for their final exams, some are doing a rewrite, some is their first time, or some they just want to check out how did they fare or how did they perform in this paper. So it can help you whatever you want to do as far as your final exams are concerned. So I will encourage you, don't leave this video. Watch this video until the end, because each and every question matters in that final exam. You don't want to find yourself stranded. I always say to my students is, do not be stranded with me as your mentor. I mean, you cannot be stranded with mathematics while I'm around. That's what I'm trying to say. You cannot be stranded. You cannot be desperate. You cannot fail mathematics, especially the N1, N2, N3, N4 with me around. All right, we will extend to N5 in future and N6, but now this is mainly for those who are doing their N1, N2, N3. So let's look at this question paper and quickly go through the memorandum or the suggested answers. By the way, guys, these are my own suggested answers. It doesn't mean that these are the answers from the department. All right, so this is the disclaimer. I'm the one doing this memo. The department has got nothing to do with this. So sometimes you might find my answers different from the memorandums. So you can choose which one you think is right, but sometimes I might be in error, but at times the department memorandums, they are in error. So it's as you are revising, you be the judge, you know what I mean. Okay, so is these instructions, guys, are common. And then the answer book, there is no graph paper, by the way, in N3. You must do all your questions in the answer book given. So you sketch, it's just a sketch. All right, please don't forget, don't use Tipex, you just scratch out if ever you make an error. Another one, our answers must be rounded off to 3 decimal places. All right, write neatly and legible. And I'm going to be using my calculator here, which is my Casio. This is the calculator that I'm going to be using going through this. Now guys, a quick one, if you are not subscribed into this channel, I will encourage you, this is the 24-minute lesson, the channel that has you in mind. So I will encourage you, subscribe and ensure that you don't miss out on any of the lessons. There is a lot of content for mathematics N3, not even N3 only, N1, N2, N3, N4, both maths and science. There is quite a lot. We keep on adding more topics, we keep on adding more subjects. So this is a channel with you in mind. And again, it is for the underdogs. What is an underdog? Someone who says, I'm struggling with my maths and science, but if you give me enough attention, if you take me through the stages, I will be able to pass this exam or pass my mathematics. Not just pass it, but even with a distinction. You understand? So the underdog can always rise. I love the story of the underdog, because the underdog at the end of the day always wins. Many people don't believe in the underdog. Many people think, no, it's not for you. But you know what? You can rise from the ashes. The underdog has a sweet victory, because everyone won't be believing that you can make it. But guess what? You prove them wrong. So that's why I always say this is the channel for the underdogs. All right. All right, guys. So as I said, subscribe. Ensure that the notification bell is turned on and go through some of the videos that are in this channel. Let's start with question number 1. All right, question number 1. Someone is saying, stop wara-waraing. Stop wara-wara-wara-wara. Just get through the question. All right, let me do that. I understood you, sir. I understood you, ma'am. Let me do just that. Question 1.1, factorize the following as far as possible in prime factors. The keyword there, prime factors. All right, let's go to these 3 marks. So what do you have? You are given here px squared minus x and plus y, and then it's 1 minus px. This was 3 marks, guys. This is the introduction. You see, they are just these are the appetizers for your maths. You know, they don't just get deeper already. They give you something to appetize you. You know, so that's what they have here. Look at this. What do you do here? There is 1 minus. Already they have kind of factorized. Look at this part. They have kind of factorized here. So you can try to look at the first part, which is this part. What is common? You can see that x is common, so I can take out x here, and then when I take out x, remember when I'm taking out x, meaning I'm factorizing x, it's more like I'm saying x, cancel this x and cancel that, so 1 will remain. You cancel that x and cancel that 1, so you see you get px minus 1. That's what you'll be having there. All right, so you are more like cancelling. So x into px squared, it's px, and then x into x is minus 1. You see that, and then plus y, and then 1 minus px. All right, now that's where they wanted to trick you there. Look at the first one. You have got px minus 1, but the other one is the signs that are interchanged. Instead of px, you have minus px. Now you see that instead of minus 1 here, you have a plus 1 here. So what do? You do what I call taking out the negative. So you write equal to, and then x, px minus 1 here, and then what you do, you interchange signs. Where there is plus y, you say minus y. That's where things just change. Then you also interchange signs inside. So now positive 1 become minus 1, minus px becomes plus px. That is where the whole thing was. So if you look at this now, x, px minus 1 minus y. Look at this. If I start with px, which is positive, it will be px minus 1. So at the moment, at the end now, you have got the same thing, px minus 1, px minus 1, which is what you wanted. All right, so which is equal to, you write that bracket, px minus 1. Now what is outside the bracket? You have got x minus y. That's what you write there. So bracket x minus y. This was the easier way of following that. If you wanted to start it like that, this was the easier way. If you wanted to start by opening this bracket and opening this bracket, you are going backwards, because after opening it, you will still want to come down here and close the bracket. Of course, maybe after opening it, you want to rearrange things. It's still gonna be fine. For example, I will say, if let's say you opened it like this, px squared, right, minus x, and then when you open it, y times 1 is plus y, and then y minus this is minus pxy. Let's say you wanted to do this, and then you rearrange, whereby you have got px squared, and then you want to bring this minus pxy like this. Are you seeing that? Then minus y plus x is still fine. What is common in here? P and x. So you take out px. So p into p cancels, x into x squared is x minus, sorry about this, this is a y here, I don't know why I wrote that, and then minus p into p, px, and then minus y. You see this? So that, and then now already you take plus 1, look, you take out 1 here, so that you have got minus x plus y. But if you were already interchanging, this is where I said, if you want to interchange, instead of taking plus 1, you take out instead minus 1. You see? So minus 1 there becomes x minus y. You see this? So now at the end of the day, you've got your x minus y. Alright, and then you've got what? Your px minus 1. Are you seeing this? Then this becomes the same answer that you got here. X minus y. There, look at this. X minus y, and that is just that you're starting with px and stuff like that. It was fine, but not necessarily any change. You just undid and then went back again to get the answer. All right, so that is the first part, guys. Let's go to the next question. The next question is question 1.2, 4 marks. It says determine all the factors of the function this if x plus 1, there is the key now, x plus 1 is one of the factors. The good thing is they have already given you the factors. 4 marks. Now this is what I want to show you. I'm going to do it the micro oven way. You know, micro oven, then you're done. You know, when you want to warm your food, when you want to cook your noodles fast, you just take it into the micro oven. But there is someone who says, I want to do it the long way and switch on my stove, take my time to cook. That is fine. That's the long division. So let me do first the micro oven way, the quick way. So I'll call it option number 1. Okay, this is the quick way. Then we'll do it the long way, which is the long division way. So what they've done, they've told you x plus 1 is a factor, alright? So what do you do? These are like x plus 1 equal to 0. You equate it to 0. Then take 1 to the other side. What do you have? You have x is equal to minus 1. Are you with me? Then from here, what you do this. And then you put minus 1 here. And this is more like this, you see. Minus 1. And now I'm interested in what you have. You see, f of x is x cubed plus 8x squared. Let me write here, f of x is x cubed. It's always good to have that, plus 8x squared, and then plus what? Plus 17x plus 10. Alright, plus 17x plus 10. Now guess what? I'm going to write what we call them the number. These are the variables, the number before the letters. So there is a hidden one here before x squared, x cubed. So I'm going to write those numbers, which is 1, and then plus sign, then the number before x squared, which is the variable, actually the coefficient. That's the word I wanted to say, the coefficient. You see, there is a 1 there. The coefficient here is plus 8. I write plus 8. The next coefficient of x here is plus 17. And the last number is plus 10. You just write those numbers. Alright. So ignore the variables. You write the coefficients, which means the numbers before the letters. So here it's 1 plus 8 plus 17 plus 10. What do you do? First things first, it must be quick, so I don't want to take time. So the first one is take this 1 to the top here, take that 1, and then you're saying, this is how you write it. You are saying 1, the one that you took, times minus 1 plus 8. So what is 1 times minus 1? It's what? Both must you multiply before you add. 1 times minus 1 is minus 1 plus 8. It's plus 7. Alright, you do the same thing. 1 times, not 1 now. We've got 7 now. We are using 7. 7 times minus 1 plus 17 now. You are moving this direction, you see. You start with 1 times minus 1 plus 8. Next it's 7 times minus 1 plus 17. Now 7 times minus 1 is minus 7 plus 17 is plus 10. Last one, you are saying 10 times minus 1 plus 10. See, then it is what? It is 0. So you've got plus 0. It must give you a 0 at the end. I hope guys you're able to see that. That's the quicker way. Then from there you're done. Then you do this. F of x is equal to, then you take the first one, it was x plus 1. Remember, the second one now you write it, which is 1 plus 7 plus 10. So guess what? This one you put your x squared now, not cubed. 7 you put your x. Then it's done like that. So it's 1x squared plus 7x plus 10. You just reduce by 1. Here it becomes a 2. Here it becomes a 1. You go down one step, you know what I mean. Then when you have done that, you're continuing to factorize. They said find the factors, which is x plus 1. Then you open up this bracket, you know. Then you know how to factorize this. Remember, x plus, you find the factors of 10, which is 5 and 2, which is x plus 5, x plus 2. Why 5 and 2? When you multiply 5 times 2, you get 10. When you add 5 plus 2, you get 7. I call this the product sum. As I said, get hold of my previous lessons. The question was, determine all the factors. So the two factors are, then they will mark you these ones. These are the two factors that they are looking for, because already you are given that one. All right. Okay, guys, now quicker one, but let's go to the long root. I will need to copy this part. Let's take a little bit longer route now. Let's say I've got this one. I don't want it to disturb here. Let's say now I want to do the long division, because some of you will be saying, but now say, will I get all my marks? Of course, they didn't say how to approach it. They told us you just need to what? To find the other factors. All right. So here I can remove this guy here. And remember, I just want to remove what is not there. Look at this now. We have to factorize this. They told us x plus 1 was a factor. So it's not difficult. You do the same thing here, like what I did. You have got your x plus 1, and then you write your x cubed plus 8x squared plus 17x plus 10. Alright, then that's where you say, now x into x cubed, you are left with x squared. You are cancelling. You see, let me just do my working this side. So we are saying x cubed over x. The x that we are dividing, when you cancel this one, 2 are remaining. Remember, x cubed is x times x times x. That's my x squared. And then you multiply this direction, you multiply. So what am I trying to say? I'm saying you are going to say x squared bracket x plus 1. You see, then when you open this bracket, x times x squared, and then x squared times 1. So x times x squared is x cubed, x squared times 1 is plus x squared. See that? That's what you're doing there. So when you cut down, it will be x cubed, right, x times x that plus x squared, like this. Then what you do, you roll off, separate, put a bracket. You now separate x cubed minus x cubed is a 0 here. Now 8x squared minus x squared, which is the 1 there. 8 minus 1, it's 7x squared. You see now, from there, what do you do? Then you bring down the plus 17x. You repeat the process, x, now you've got 7x squared. You're saying divided by x now. The same x, this x. Are you seeing that? So it's the one that is divided. When you cancel, x squared, only 1 will remain. So it's plus 7x. And you multiply this way. You multiply. So you're going to say 7x multiplying what? X plus 1. Are you seeing that? And then when you open that bracket, it will be this multiplying and that multiplying, which is 7x squared plus 7x. Are you seeing that? So when you multiply, it will be 7x squared plus 7x. You roll off, you separate, put a bracket. 7x squared minus 7x squared, this will always give you 0. Now 17x minus 7, 17 minus 7, it's 10x. See? And then you bring down the plus 10. Again, x into what? We're continuing this whole thing. Let me erase here. It's just a repetition of things. Now you're saying this 10x now. 10x divided by the x again, that x. See? So what you do, cancel, only 10 is remaining. So it's plus 10. Then 10 times x plus 1. See that? Then you multiply, which is 10x plus 10. See? So here you have got 10x plus 10. What do you do? Rule off, subtract, put a bracket. 10x minus 10x, 0, 10 minus 10, it's 0. So at the end, that's where it ends, you see. So from here, you are then focused on what you have to say. My f of x is equal to, you take this one, which is your x plus 1 there. Okay, your x plus 1, and you also take that. See, what is it? Which is x squared plus 7x plus 10, which then continues to be x plus 1, and then you factorize this further. What you factorize, I remember you said it was x plus 5 and then x plus 2. Why? two numbers, when you multiply them, 5 times 2 you get 10, and then 5 plus 2 you get 7. Then the answer then again becomes, they say, to factorize fully, okay, which is similar what we got, guys. You tell me, how was it? Is it difficult? Not really. Simplify each of the following. Just moving on, simplify 5 marks, 1.3 here, 1.3.1, that's what I'm looking at here. We need to simplify this. It's an addition, so let's look at it. It says here I've got this 5 marks, so you don't want to lose these 5 marks. It's 2 over x minus 3 plus 3 over 2 plus x. Now this 2 plus x, guys, is meant to confuse you. You write x plus 2. Don't just leave things, they are simple as they are, but they're just there to confuse you. You see, you always start with x, so why are they trying to confuse you with that? Which is 3x minus 2 over x squared minus x minus 6. Now the importance of factorization, guys, I think you can see. The first one was factorizing, the second one involved factorizing, the third question is factorizing again, you see. So you need to have, or you need to be comfortable when it comes to you factorizing. Don't enter that exam you in doubt of factorizing. But look at this, I'm interested in this guy here at the bottom. So let me just say here, your x squared minus x minus 6. See, you need to know how to factorize this. I do a lot of factorizing in my N2s. You need to go through those lesson N3 product sum. There is lots of videos on factorization. So this will be what? X. This will be my x. What are the factors of 6, 2 and 3 and 5 and 1? The one that works is 2 and 3. So it's 3 and 2. Because when I add it, I must get minus 1. So minus 3 plus 2 is minus 1. So it's minus 3 plus 2. And then when I multiply, I get negative 6. So that's what that means. You see, it looks like too fast, but guys, you need to know the concept of factorization, which is equal to, now I can write this as x minus 3 plus 3 over x plus 2 minus 3x minus 2 over, then you write your x minus 3 and that, and x plus 2 here. That's what they wanted. Are you with me? That's what they actually wanted you to do. Why? Look at it. They always give you something that is relatable. They don't just give things at random. You can see x minus 3 is there. You can see x plus 2 is there. They will always give you something relatable, you know, because they've already done it. So they are saying the questions that the examiners give you are already done. They've done them, worked them out, and they know that this is the final answer. Then they give it to you. So they don't give you things that are strange and don't come out right. Okay, let's look at this. What's the common factor? The common factor, you see, is already given there, which is your what? X minus 3, and that's the common denominator here, x plus 2. Remember, it's fractions, so you have to consider the common denominator. All right, so what do we say? We say 2 first. You write that 2, so x minus 3, when it cancels this x minus 3, you see, we are left with x plus 2. So that is what is going to multiply that 2, which is x plus 2. Again, I write plus 3. I do the same thing. X plus 2 cancels, x plus 2, you see, x minus 3 is remaining. That's what you're having, x minus 3. And then here, x minus 3, x plus 2, everything cancels, it's that top, you see. But now look how you write it. If you wrote it like this, if you say it minus and then you say it 3x minus 2, you are already wrong. NB, let me put NB here. That's where things get wrong. You see, check out what is the error. What do you think is the error here? Did you pick it up? If you picked it up, thank you. You put a bracket. Whenever there is a minus, that bracket is the most important thing, because this bracket will affect that, and this minus and minus will become a plus. You see that? If you didn't put that bracket, this -2 will always remain as a -2. Are you with me? Actually, let me leave it like that, because I'm going, that's my next stage. We are opening the brackets now. So when you're opening the brackets, 2x times x, 2 times x, 2 times 2, 3 times x, 3 times this. That's what we're doing. So 2x here plus what? 4 plus 3x minus 9. Now minus 3x minus what? See, not minus, plus 2. See where the whole thing was when I'm telling you that it was easy to make that error. Divided by what? X minus 3 and what? X plus 2. Then we have to quickly simplify this thing without wasting time, guys. We are adding common factors. 2x plus 3x. Let me actually use something different. 2x plus 3x minus 3x. So this goes out. 3x minus 3x. So I'm left with 2x. So I'm going to write then my 2x here. Now what about the numbers? I've got 4 minus 9 plus 2. Are you with me? So now 4 minus 9, it is minus 5. Minus 5 plus 2 is minus 3. So I'm going to have minus 3 over, now it's x minus 3 and x plus 2. Alright, now there comes what I always prefer. You know what I always prefer? I always say to you, test your answers. Test your answer. Don't leave that exam without guessing. You know, some of you want to hope and pray. I hope and pray that I did it right. I hope and pray that I didn't make a mistake. I hope and pray that it's not an error. I hope and pray that I never missed out that negative. No, don't hope and pray. Test your answer. Let's test the answer here. How does it work? You go to the final. In this answer, choose any value of x you want. Any value. For example, let's say let x be equal to, let's say 13. Any number. So what you do is you put where there is x 13. So you'll have 2 times 13, or bracket where there is x is 13 minus what? 3 over, now it will be 13 minus 3 and what? 13 plus 2. See? Remember, x is 13. Just choose any value. You notice the answer that you're going to get. So I'm going to have 2 bracket 13 minus 3, and then you go down here and then bracket 13 minus 3, and then close the bracket, and then 13 plus 2. Alright, what's the answer? I'm getting what? 23 over 150, which is equal to 23 over 150. Now when I substitute in the original, I must also get 23 over 150. Let's go to the original here. So remember, x is what? X is 13. So look what I do. There it is. 2 over, there it is, 13 minus 3. Then continues plus 3 over 2 plus x is what? 13. Then minus 3 bracket 13, close the bracket, minus 2 over, now 13 squared, sometimes it's good to put a bracket, minus 13 minus 6. Now check this, 23 over what? 150. So let's write that is 23 over 150. Remember, when x is equal to what? Equal to 13. You must maintain the number. Don't change now with different values of x. Maybe you put 13 in this side, in the other one you put another number. You compare. If the answers are matching, guys, you did it right. If they don't match, for example, if you get maybe 123 over 150, you know that there is an error somewhere. You investigate further, you redo the question, it will come out right. Okay, so let me not waste time there. Let's continue. 4 marks, question 1.3.2. I think on looking at this one, it was something that they wanted to confuse you. Honestly, it's been some time bringing this question, so it was actually interesting when I saw it in the end. It's been some time they brought something like this. So the examiner, remember, they always recycle the old questions, so it's always good to go back to the old questions. Such a question used to come in the 2016, 2014, 2010. You'll find such questions, and then times a plus b over 3ab. Look at this. You needed just to do, nothing was complicated, but you just needed to know a few things so that you don't confuse yourself. So let me do this, like put my working here. Look at this. What I want to show you first of all is this one. You see that? So, and this line, remember what is it? It's a division line. So look what I can do already. I can rewrite this like this: 3 over a minus 3 over b. Now look what I'm gonna do. This line here, this line, I'm gonna, remember it's a division line, so I'll say divided by. Now look what I'm gonna write: 1 over a squared minus 1 over b squared. Then after that it was what? It was times, then it was a plus b over 3ab. Now that's where you need to know your maths properly. You see, I just did things like this, but there is a problem here. You have this minus, you have this minus, and you have got this time divided and this times. You need to follow rules, guys. The rules are important, especially when you have got this divided and times, this divided and this times. You need to follow rules, because you see, Bodmer says you now have to focus. Now it will work like this, and then it will work like this. No, because subtraction always follows after division and addition. So how do you do this? Don't forget, when you say divided, protect, put a bracket here, and again put a bracket here. That's where they wanted to trick you. Once you do that, you're good to go. Otherwise, it's good to always work it like this. On top, you finish the top, you finish the bottom later. But if you knew how to work it like this, it was the best. I'll show you what I mean in case you're getting confused. Now let's continue this. What is common here? AB. So I'll continue and say, okay, my common denominator is AB over, remember what I'm doing is more like I'm cancelling A, so it would be 3. Actually, I start by doing this. So I take that 3, and then it's times, and then we are cancelling that. You see, there is the b remaining, so it's 3 times b. Are you seeing that? So 3 times b minus, again, is 3 times, now I cancel this side. See, 3 times what? 3 times a. I hope you are seeing that. 3 times a, and then we said put it like this: divided by, do the same thing here. What's the common denominator? You write it as is a squared b squared. You do the same thing. 1 times, you cancel that. You see, b squared is remaining. Alright, so it's b squared. If you do the same thing, minus 1 times, it will be a squared. And then it's times a plus b over 3ab. Alright, and then this is equal to, because you are continuing this, now 3b minus 3a, you take out what is common. Factorize 3 there, you will have b minus a. See that? Because 3 is common, so it will be b minus a over ab. See, now I have to convert. Look at this. I have to convert this division to a times. You know what you do when you're converting? You interchange. This goes to the top, this goes to the bottom. So at the top, what will I have now? It will be, I hope you see what I just did. It will be a squared b squared. It goes to the top because of the times, and then over, now it's b squared, because 1 times b squared is b squared minus a squared. But I just, okay, I'll show you. Then let's continue, times a plus b over 3b. Alright, now look at this. I don't want to do much here. This is b squared minus a squared. It's a difference of 2 squares, this one. And then remember, b squared minus a squared is equal to, you open 2 brackets here. It's a difference of 2 squares. If I erase this square, what do you see? You see b minus a. You see, that's what you write as first. Remember the difference of two squares. So it's b minus a, the other is b plus what? Plus a. So that's what I just going to do here. Just don't want to waste time here. You remember that is a difference of two squares. It's b minus a and what? B plus a. Are you with me? So from here, that's where, when it's times, look at this now. When you see the times and you see the times, that's when you can cancel out. Don't be tempted to cancel things before that, alright? Because you'll get things wrong. So now I can cancel out, for example, what am I cancelling that I see being cancelled? Oh, there is it. See, a squared, b squared. Do you know what this a squared, b squared means? A squared, b squared. This is same as saying a, b, you put squared. I see what's happening, because it's a times b times b. That's what it means. So I can have ab times ab. See, twice of that. A times a squared. So that's what is happening. So even here, I can come here actually and remove the square like this and make it like this, ab times ab. See how I'm doing it, so that I can get things out of the way. Which ones am I talking about? Look at this. AB here will cancel that AB, and this AB here will cancel that AB. Then there is a 3 on top. You see, I'll use a different one. Look at that 3. Let me make it thicker. This 3, I'm gonna cancel with that 3. Are you seeing that? So far, so good. B minus A, there it goes again. B minus A goes with B minus A. So what am I having? Oh, now look, B plus A. B plus A. Guys, don't get these things confused. B plus A is same as A plus B. It's one thing. So which means I can even cancel out this. B plus A plus B. So look at the top. Now what do you have at the top? At the top, when you're cancelling, don't say nothing. You know, you're like nothing remain. When you're cancelling, it's like you are remaining with 1 1. At the bottom, 1 1 1. So the answer there becomes 1. Don't say nothing, because cancelling out means 1 is remaining from where you cancel. It is a placeholder. Again, you know what, I'm always an enthusiast of test your answer. Test. Since we got 1 as our answer, there is no way we can substitute. It means any value of x I put here, any value, I mean, not for, now it's not x, of a and b. Let's choose any values of a and b. For example, a is equal to, since it will be my calculator this side, let me have my a this side. Choose any value of a and b. That is not going to confuse. For example, I can say let a be 13 and let b be, let's say 15, just separate it by 2. I'm going to put what? I'm going to put the values of a and b here into this, but be careful. See, this says what? Bracket 3 over a is 13 minus 3 over b is 15. You just maintain it, then go down again. There is what? There is a fraction here which is 1 over a squared will be 13 squared minus fraction again. Am I right? Yeah. Okay, I don't know why it's not allowing me. Oh, it's minus, and then fraction 1 over b squared is what? We say it is 15 for b, 15 squared. See this? Be careful now where you put your times. It must be there, times in the center. Then fraction a is 13 plus b is 15 over 3 times, you can put a bracket, a is 13, then put for b again another bracket 15. That's how you do it. Equal to, see, it gives me a 1, whatever case. Then I know that I know the answer is a 1. Guys, that's how we do some of these things. Alright, question number 2. So this was out of 16 marks. Question number 2, simplify the following expression. How many marks? 5 marks. Okay, Maybe there was a bit of working also there. Let's do it. So what we've got x negative 2, that's a negative, alright, okay, I see now, plus x squared, they just wanted to confuse you there, minus 2 over, I put a long bracket and a small bracket, which is 1 plus x, and then what? And then x to the power negative 1 and squared. Guys, the purpose of these guys is to confuse you to choose the wrong route, you know. That is their purpose, just to make you trip a little bit, and then that's where they catch you. So how will you approach this? How will I approach this? I can approach this by saying, okay, now this x to the power negative 2, I know it's 1 over x squared. That's what you need to know, right? And then to be plus x squared minus 2, so it has got to do with fractions here, over, now the bottom, look at this again, you need to be careful here, maintain that. So what about x to the power minus 1? You can still have that x, 1 plus x, guys, is x plus 1. Remember that whole concept, x plus 1. Then that negative 1, it means over x, you see. So which means this division line, I must make it a little bit bigger like this, a little bit bigger like this, and then squared. This is how this thing could have come out in the end of the day, like this. Alright, and then you focus on the top. The top also, it's more like you need to find out the common denominator. So what we are trying to say is here it's over 1 over 1. So what's the common denominator there? The common denominator, which is equal to x squared. See that? When you've got a common denominator of x squared. Alright, let me just let me make like this. Alright, but this will look a bit crowded now. Let me take it down like this to show that it's a continuation. Alright, so now look at this. So it's more, I'm saying x squared into x squared, it's 1 times 1. Remember, it's more like actually I'm writing 1, then when you cancel, it's 1 times 1 plus, again you're saying 1 into x. You start by writing the x squared here, so you're saying x squared, and then times, then 1 into x squared is this x squared. See, minus, you write the 2 again, 1, this 1 into this, it's x squared remaining, you see, so it's 2x squared. And that is where everything they wanted to catch you up there. And then what you do, you say over this big division line, this one, over, you see, that is our division line there. Okay, so over, you do the same thing here. You've got remember, you've got x plus 1 over x. Now since there is a square affecting both, you can actually put the square like this. See, it will be better so that this square is distributed in there. You know why I'm doing that? Because I want to simplify things. Equal to, I'm going to convert this line here, this division line, this one, I'm going to convert it like this as a division sign. So what do I have here? It's 1, okay, let me maintain my pen. It's 1 x squared times x squared. Remember, x to the power 2 times, you add there to say 1 plus x to the power of 4. Remember the laws of exponents. First law, same base, 2 plus 2 is 4, right? Minus 2x squared over x squared. And then look at this, divided by, that's where now I'm taking this yellow part, this line, divided by what? It's x squared, x plus 1, sorry, squared over what? Over x squared. See that? That's what I wanted to mention that. Then I convert that to times, and you know, when you're converting to times, this goes to the top, this goes to the bottom. So what I'm gonna have, we are going to have x squared here over x plus 1 and what? Squared. See that? But let's rewrite this thing here. This thing starts with the highest power. It's x to the power of 4 minus 2x to the power of 2 plus 1 over x squared. So far, in as much as you can't see much here, at least you'll be knowing that this one goes x squared, at least. Then you can have this thing to say equal to x to the power of 4 minus 2x squared plus 1, and then you're saying over x plus 1 squared. You see, you can be stuck here, not a problem. But as I said, they don't give things without a reason. Everything they're giving you has already been done. So it is your inquisitive mind, it is your mind that asks you, but what is this x4 x squared? Something has to happen here. You play around things, guys. You can play around things. Look at this. You can say to yourself, okay, it must be linked with this, but how do I work on it? For example, if I say x squared minus 1, see, x squared, because there is a plus 1. If I say x squared minus 1 and then x squared minus 1, let's multiply this. Do that and do that. You expand this, open that and open that. Now what is x squared times x squared? Is x to the power of 4. X squared times minus 1 is minus x squared. The other one again is minus x squared, and then it's plus 1, which is x to the power of 4 minus 2x squared plus 1. You see, there it is. You look at this, it means they were just hiding it as what? As x squared minus 1 and x squared minus 1. You see, then over what? X plus 1 squared. Still not done, still confusing, but you continue. Equal to, now you always remind yourself, what is x squared minus 1? Guys, x squared minus 1 is same as x squared minus 1 squared. Difference of 2 squares there. Are you seeing that? This is x minus 1, x plus 1. Okay, so it's a difference of 2 squares, which is x minus 1, x plus 1. That's the first one. You go to the second one again, x minus 1, x plus 1. See that? And then all over, then you've got x plus 1 squared. Remember that square, it means x plus 1, and x plus 1, it means there are 2. Why am I doing it? I just want to cancel out easy for you, to show you the easy out. So there is x plus 1, x plus 1, x plus 1, x plus 1. Are you seeing that? That's all that I wanted to do there while I separated things. Then you squeeze it out. I mean, you continue out. So you've got what here? When you continue down, you've got your x minus 1. And what? There it is, x minus 1, x minus 1. That was the answer. You can then move on to say, but this is same as x minus 1 squared if you want it. Alright. Is there any other way? We're going to test this. Is there any other way I could have done this? I'm just trying to see. By the way, in principle guys, this and this can cancel out. You can actually see that if you want, you're allowed to cancel there. But any other way that this could have been done, there are different ways, you know, with your maths and everything. So I'm trying to see here, if you are given this, could you have done other means? If you say take out, I'm just trying to see here, if you say here what is common, if x squared is common, I'm just trying to see other means, because there might be another different way this can be done. If I take out x squared, it will be what? x4 and plus 1 minus 2 over x squared. Okay, but this was fine. I think from here to here it was fine. Let's leave it like this. Let's not go further here. Okay, let me not confuse you, but this let's go to the testing part. Test. What do? Choose any value of x. Let x be equal to what? 7. I always like odd numbers, because even numbers sometimes you think, no, this is because you chose that number. Let's choose x is equal to 7. So what do we have here? You will have 7 minus 1 squared. Remember, it's x minus 1. I'm taking this there. 7 minus 1 squared, which is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6 squared, which is what? 36. The answer is 36. Let's see if it will give us 36 in the original. Remember, x is what? X is 7. So let's take it to the original, and in the original, where there is x, we put 7 here. Say x is equal to 7. It must give us what? 36. So let's do that. So fraction, you've got 7 to the power negative 2. Alright, and then plus 7 squared minus 2, and then at the bottom put a bracket and then another bracket, which is 1 plus 7. It's always good though to do the right thing when you're substituting. 7 to the power negative 1. But just be careful, you know. And then what do? You close that bracket, squared equal to, you see there is the error, and you must put it times there, because when you just put a bracket like that, it might refuse there because of that times. There it is, 36. We got 36 also. Guys, do you see that I've been testing my answers? Almost each and every answer I keep testing it. Why? Because I want to be sure. I want to be sure that my answers are coming out the way I'm expecting them. So always test. There's the next one, guys. 2.2.2. If log base a of 3 is equal to log base b of 27, show that b is equal to a cubed. Alright, logs can be tricky. I accept, I agree. You just need to be very careful when you're working with them. So they are saying log base a of 3 is equal to log base b of 27. So you have to show that what? Show that b is equal to a cubed. Alright, so I like these ones because already the answer is given, so you work towards the answer. Alright, let's do this. So how do you work this thing out? This involves changing a base. Either you change a into b or b into a. Let's say I wanted to change, I'll write this, change base a into base b. So we want to convert everything into base b. So how will it look like? Using, okay, let me show you the formula. There is a formula for this. Let me see if it's given here for log. There, yes, it must be here. When you're changing a base, there you use this one. See this, log b of a, you are changing everything into new base c. So if you're changing into base c, we are saying log b of a, it's log c of a over log c of b, but the a goes to the top and the b goes to the bottom. This is the same rule here when you're changing from log base a to base b. I mean from base b to base a, whatever way, but that is the rule. So if you have to apply this rule there, you can rewrite this rule, but you can see that the a goes on top, the b goes at the bottom with a new base, of course. Alright, so I'm going to use the same concept here, but I'm changing from base what? A to b. So that base a, it will become like this. How will I write it? It will be log, remember I'm changing to base b, over log base b. So 3 goes on top and a goes at the bottom. That's what I wanted to show you. So this is equal to log base b of 27. Now you know 27 is 3 to the power of 3. Okay, let's continue. So log, not b, and then log base b of 3 over log base b of a is equal to, now you drop this 3, remember you drop it down there, so it will be 3 log base b of 3. Are you with me? And then when you're doing this, you say over 1. Am I right? So you do that over 1. And then at this stage, what do? I'm saying over 1 so that there is fraction, fraction. You cross multiply like this. Cross multiply. 1 times this, so you're gonna get log base b of 3 is equal to 3. I should have done a quicker one, but I just want to show you how I'm doing it. Times log base b of a. You see, at this stage I should have done actually this already. Cancel this. It was fine, but I just delayed it intentionally so that you see what's happening. So here I'm going to divide everything by log base b of 3 is common. Log base b of 3. See, it's common, this one. Alright, so that this, they don't say nothing is 1. 1 is equal to 3 log, because 3 remained there, log base b of a. See that it has simplified things. This 3, you can then, what can we do now? Different things that we can do here. This 3, we can actually divide everything by 3 here, divide everything by 3. So 1 over 3 is equal to log base b of a. You see that now? We're here. Now, go back to the formulas again. We are here now. I think this will work. Do we have something there? I don't see that. Log a ln t. Okay, I don't see that, but now log equations, what does it mean? It means, let me rewrite this. If I'm saying log base b of a is equal to 1 over 3, now I take that base here, it means b to the power 1 over 3 is equal to a. That's how you introduce exponents. It's b to the power that. Meaning, if I remind you, log base a of m is equal to n. So it means what? A to the power n is equal to m. This is what I'm using here. So even here it was b to the power that is equal to a. Now look at this. How do I make b? So if b to the power 1 over 3, I multiply by 3 there, is equal to a to the power 1. What I do on the left, I do on the right. 1 times 3, so that I can get rid of that. So I've got b is equal to 1 times 3 is a to the power of 3. So isn't it what they wanted us? B is equal to a cubed. There, b is equal to a cubed, b is equal to a cubed. And then you can come here and say what? Show that. Then you can say shown. Okay guys, that is it. Remember, you have an advantage of rewinding this video if you didn't understand. So go back to the video and read the things. Now solve for x if. Let's continue. Solve for x. Solve for x. How many marks? 4 marks. Solve for x. Now when you see this square root, I already want to give you a hint. When you see this, you need to test your answer. Very important, because one usually is correct and the other one is wrong. So let's do it. What are we having? We have got square root. So what am I saying? Look at this. We've been doing some work. We've been going through all this work and working on this paper, and it was a suggested solutions to this. And you guys, I encourage you, you need to be subscribed, so that you can be notified when I'm bringing you such videos. So this was our mathematics N3. As I'm doing it, is the latest paper that was written, but remember, subscribe. Also, I will make these videos, first of all, they become available to channel members, those who are having our membership. It's a little subscription just to contribute towards the sponsoring of these videos. So please consider becoming a member. It's a small contribution. If you want to watch the N3 videos, there will be a full version of this video. You see, first of all, available to members. If you're not a member, I'm sorry, it's not going to be available. But I bring it first to the members, then later it becomes open for everyone. But this is to say thank you to our members who are contributing to bringing this channel into to make it possible. So if you are not a member, consider joining our membership. So as I'm saying, you might be watching the end of this video. You can see that I cut this video. If ever you are not a member, this video will be cut here. Maybe question 1, 2 cut, then later you see the final video to show that this was done till the end. But it is to encourage you to contribute towards the sponsoring towards these videos, because there is a lot behind the scenes. There is the editing of the video, there is the equipment that we always have to change time and again so that we give you quality videos. All this costs some money. So we are saying thank you that you are already a member, thank you that you are benefiting and watching, but also consider just a fraction. It's not much. I think it's 50 rand, 60 rand, just a minimal part that you contribute monthly. And it's better than ignoring this and getting to fail. Failing is even more expensive. Why don't you spend that 50 rand or 60 rand a month, but ensure that you pass your exam with good marks? Make yourself proud. So make also the channel benefit in terms of being able to bring more of these videos. So if you become a member, these videos are available to you in the membership part. The moment you're becoming a member, you will watch the whole entire video without a problem. So it's just an encouragement and a thank you to our members. So if you're already a member, we say thank you, and a big thank you for making these videos possible. We've come to the end of our lesson. So if you're not a member, thank you that you're going to be one soon. We've come to the end of our lesson. Thank you.